My husband always got mysterious calls during dinner. I finally answered one. The woman on the line said, "Tell him I miss him." I said, "He's right here. Say it to his face." He turned pale. She hung up. My name's Rachel. I'm 42 and live in La Vernia, Texas, which is the kind of town where people still wave at each other from trucks and church signs still have letters you have to stick up there by hand. I've been married to Dean for 17 years. We have 2 kids. Clara is 15, Nate is 11. And for most of our marriage, things were fine. Not perfect. Not bad. Just regular life. We fought sometimes, made up, laughed, had bills, had birthdays, cleaned the garage, watched old movies. Dean runs a small roofing company with his cousin. I work at a dentist's office in San Antonio. That's our rhythm. Weekdays are busy, but dinner was the one time we were all together. I cooked, the kids set the table, and we sat down as a family. No phones, no TV, just us. That used to mean something. But a year or so ago, Dean's phone started ringing during dinner. At first it was maybe once or twice a week. Then it became every single night. Always right around dinner time. Same ring-tone. Same pause when he looked at the screen. Then he'd say, "Work thing," or some spam number, and step outside. To the porch. To the garage. Sometimes even just to the hallway. I asked a few times, "Everything okay? Who keeps calling?" He always brushed it off. "It's nothing," he'd say. Some insurance rep, or customer with a leak, or wrong number. Always vague. He got secretive about his phone too. Used to leave it on the kitchen counter while he showered or slept. Now it was always in his pocket. Even in the bathroom. And yeah, I noticed. Of course I did. I'm not blind. I'm not dumb. But I told myself it was stress. Maybe business was tough. Maybe it really was work. Or maybe he just needed space. I didn't want to be the kind of wife who starts fights over a phone call. So I waited. I watched. I gave it time. But the calls never stopped. They just got more regular. Like clockwork. And he got colder. Distant. Like he was somewhere else, even when he was right across from me at the table. Then last Thursday, something changed. I made fried chicken, his favorite. Homemade mashed potatoes, green beans. I even baked a peach cobbler. I don't know why. Maybe I was trying to win him back without saying it out loud. We sat down to eat, like always. Kids were joking, passing the rolls. I poured him iced tea. We were halfway through dinner when his phone rang. He reached into his pocket, then hesitated. Looked confused. It wasn't there. He stood up fast. "Be right back," he said, and headed to the garage. But he didn't realize he left the phone on the counter next to the microwave. I saw it. I heard it. It was still ringing. And, for the first time, I picked it up. Unknown number. No name. But something in my gut twisted. I answered. "Hello?" I said. There was a pause. Then a woman's voice. Calm. Soft. Too familiar. She said, "Tell him I miss him." Just like that. I didn't even blink. I said, "He's right here. Say it to his face." The line went silent. I heard her breathe in, sharp, like she wasn't expecting me. Then Dean walked back in. He saw me holding the phone and stopped like someone hit him in the chest. His face went white. Real white. Like he was going to throw up. I held the phone out to him. "She wants to talk to you," I said. He stared at me, didn't move. Then the line went dead. She hung up. And that's when I knew. This wasn't some customer. This wasn't spam. This was something else. And it had been going on for a long time. Dean didn't say a word. He just stood there, staring at the phone in my hand like it was a grenade. The kids were still at the table, laughing about something stupid on Nate's phone. They had no idea what was happening. Not yet. I kept my voice low. "Who is she?" He opened his mouth, then shut it. His hands were shaking. "Rachel, it's not what you think." I smiled, but it wasn't a kind smile. "Then tell me." What is it? He didn't. He just stood there like a coward. So I walked past him, into our bedroom, and locked the door behind me. I sat on the bed, his phone in my hand, and I did what I should have done a year ago. I went through it. It was locked, but I knew the code. His daughter's birthday. That used to feel sweet. Now it made me sick. The first thing I checked was recent calls. There were tons of unknowns, all logged around the same time each night. Some lasted a few seconds. Others went on for 20 minutes. I clicked on one, hit info, and scrolled down. A number? Not saved, not labeled. But it was the same one that just called. I copied it. Searched it online. Nothing came up. I opened his texts next. That's when it hit me. He had a hidden messaging app. Something called Cover Talk. Looked like a calculator, but when I clicked it and typed a passcode, it opened into a private chat app. All hidden. All secret. I went cold. There were messages. Dozens. Maybe hundreds. Pictures. Voice notes. Flirty garbage. And her name was there too. Amanda R. I opened one of the voice notes. Her voice. Same one from the call. I hate sneaking around, she said. I miss you at night. I can still smell your cologne on my sheets. I didn't cry. I just sat there staring at the screen. My hands were ice. My stomach was in my throat. I kept scrolling. She said she loved him. Said she wanted him to leave me. Said she'd been waiting. One message, from just 2 weeks ago, said, "You said after the holidays. You promised. Don't keep me hanging, Dean." After the holidays. So, that's what he was doing. Waiting out Christmas. Pretending. Sitting at my table, watching our kids open gifts, while sneaking off to call his girlfriend. I stood up, opened the door, walked straight back into the kitchen. The kids had gone upstairs. It was just him now, still standing by the table like he didn't know what planet he was on. I tossed his phone on the table. Amanda R. That her name? I asked. He didn't answer. I stepped closer. You were gonna leave me after Christmas, huh? Was that the plan? Still nothing. I snapped. Say something, Dean. He finally looked up, eyes red, mouth twitching. It just happened, Ratch. It wasn't planned. I didn't mean. I held my hand up. Don't you dare finish that sentence. He sat down hard, like he couldn't hold his weight anymore. It started at a job site. She worked at one of the permit offices. We talked, then texted, then you cheated. He flinched like I hit him. I didn't mean for it to go this far, he said. I swear I was gonna end it. I shook my head. You ended it when you lied. When you sat down at my table every night like nothing was wrong. When you let our kids joke about TikTok while you slipped outside to talk to her. He didn't try to argue. I turned and walked away. I didn't slam doors. Didn't cry. I just went upstairs and sat in the dark, thinking. He thought this would break me. But I wasn't going to fall apart. I was going to break him. I didn't say a word the next morning. I got the kids up, made breakfast like usual, packed their lunches. Clara sensed something was off. She kept glancing between me and Dean while she buttered her toast. You okay, Mom? She asked. I'm fine, I said. Just tired. Dean tried to act normal, sipping his coffee and scrolling his phone like nothing happened. But I knew he saw me watching him. His hands were shaking again. He looked like hell, honestly. I didn't care. Once the kids left for school, he followed me into the laundry room. We need to talk, he said. No, I told him, folding a towel. You need to get your stuff and leave. Rachel, come on. Please. Let's not do this. We've built a life. You built a lie, I snapped. Pack a bag. Be out by noon. He stared at me. Then his voice got low. You're really throwing away 17 years? That made me laugh. Actually laugh. I didn't throw it away, Dean. You did. With every text. Every lie. Every night you walked out on dinner to whisper sweet nothings to some woman behind my back. He didn't move. Didn't argue. Just left the room. I heard him on the phone in the garage later. Probably her. I didn't care. Or at least, I wanted to believe I didn't. But the thing is, the more I thought about it, the more something didn't sit right. I kept going back to the messages I saw. One in particular. Don't forget what you owe me. That line didn't sound romantic. It sounded like leverage. I remembered something else too. His business had taken off last year out of nowhere. For years we struggled, then suddenly we were replacing roofs for half the county. New truck. New office. He said it was hard work paying off. But what if it wasn't? I still had the number from her calls. So I used to trick my coworker Jen taught me. Type the number into a money transfer app, like Zelle. Sometimes it reveals the person's full name when it's linked to a bank. And there it was. Amanda Ruiz. I ran her name through Facebook. Found her in 5 minutes. Her profile was private, but I saw enough. She worked for the city permit office in San Antonio. Exactly where Dean would have needed approvals to expand his business. She'd posted about helping a good friend get his licenses faster than usual about a year ago. I felt a chill crawl up my spine. This wasn't just cheating. This woman had done something for him. Maybe forged something. Pulled strings. And now she was calling in favors. I dug deeper. Looked through our old tax returns. Bank deposits. Dean always kept our finances simple. But last year, there was a big deposit, $25,000, labeled private loan. I'd asked him about it at the time. He said it was from his cousin for new equipment. Now I wasn't so sure. I called his cousin that afternoon. Hey, Randy, quick question. Did you ever loan Dean money for the business? Silence. What? No. Why? I felt my throat tighten. Never mind. There was no loan. No equipment. Just lies. And that woman. I kept digging. And what I found next changed everything. The more I looked, the more it came together, and it was worse than I imagined. That $25,000? It didn't just come out of nowhere. It was transferred from a private business account under the name AR Solutions. I found the transaction in our bank history, buried in a list of expenses from last spring. So I searched the business. Amanda Ruiz was listed as the owner. It hit me like a punch to the chest. She didn't just sleep with my husband. She funded him, helped launch his expansion, maybe forged the permits, maybe even bought equipment under her name. And he took all of it. The money, the help, the affair. All while sitting across from me every night like everything was fine. It wasn't just betrayal. It was a damn partnership. So now I knew, Dean wasn't just a cheater. He was in deep with this woman. Professionally, legally, financially. And maybe she wasn't in love after all. Maybe she was in control. That message, "Don't forget what you owe me," sounded less like a girlfriend begging and more like someone who was holding something over his head. Which meant I wasn't the only one he'd been lying to. Now I had a choice. I could kick him out, take half in the divorce, and walk away. Or I could burn it all down. I started quietly. I printed out the messages, the voice notes, screenshots of the bank deposits. I took photos of the hidden app, wrote down Amanda's number, pulled every business record I could find on their permit filings. Then I made 2 calls. One to a lawyer in San Antonio I knew through work. Told her I needed to file for divorce and also possibly report business fraud. The second call was harder. I called Amanda. She didn't answer the first time. Or the second. But the third time, she picked up. "Hello," she said, cautious. "Amanda Ruiz?" Long pause. "Yes, this is Rachel. Dean's wife." Silence. "I think you and I need to talk," I said. Woman to woman. Not about love. About money. Permits. What he's really been promising you. She didn't hang up. That told me something. "What do you want?" she asked, voice tight. "To help you," I said, calm as I could. "He's playing both of us. But I have proof. If you don't believe me, I'll send it." I know about the $25,000. I know about AR solutions. I know about the permits. If he's lied to me, he's lied to you too. She was quiet. Then she said something that changed everything. He told me you knew. That you were okay with it. That it was an open marriage. I almost dropped the phone. What? He said you were just staying together for the kids. That you didn't care. That you had someone too. I laughed. I couldn't help it. Wow. He really went that far. And then she said it. Quietly. I could lose my job over this. I nodded, even though she couldn't see me. You probably could. But if you help me, maybe you won't have to. Another pause. What do you want from me? I smiled. Everything. Amanda agreed to meet me the next day. We picked a little diner just outside San Antonio. Neutral ground. Public. I wore jeans and a plain sweater. No makeup. I didn't want to look strong or weak. I just wanted to look like someone she could talk to. She walked in wearing business slacks and a tight ponytail. Looked nervous. Didn't make eye contact until she sat down. You brought the stuff? She asked. I slid a folder across the table. She opened it. Screenshots. Messages. Bank records. Photos of permits with her digital signature. She scanned through them slowly. Her face shifted with every page. First defensive, then confused, then something else, real anger. He said he paid back the loan already, she muttered. I shook my head. Nope. That money's still in our joint account. Sitting there like nothing happened. She looked up at me. I thought he was leaving you. I mean, yeah, I knew about the kids, but he told me you two were basically done. That you were just roommates. That's what he does, I said. Tells people what they want to hear. Meanwhile, he's got his hands in everything. My family, your career, that company. She clenched her jaw. He used me. He used us. We sat there in silence for a few seconds. Then she leaned in. What's your plan? I didn't smile. I didn't blink. I want him to lose everything he built on lies. And I want him to know it's because we work together. She stared at me, then nodded. The next few days were a blur. Amanda gave me copies of everything, emails where he promised to take care of her financially, texts where he asked her to fast-track permits, even one where he offered to put her name on a phantom payroll to justify the loan. We organized it all and sent it straight to my lawyer. She called me 3 hours later. Rachel, this isn't just a divorce case anymore, she said. This is business fraud, permit abuse, financial misconduct. I know, I said. Are you sure you want to go forward? I've never been more sure of anything. Then I made my final move. Dean came home late that Friday. He looked tired, worried. He had no idea what was coming. I handed him a manila envelope at the kitchen table. What's this? He asked. Everything, I said. The texts. The loan. Amanda's testimony. Screenshots. My lawyer's info. A copy of the divorce filing. He didn't open it. Just looked up at me. Are you serious? As a heart attack. His hands trembled. This'll ruin me. Good. You'll destroy everything. I'm just tearing down what you already poisoned. He sat down hard. Like his legs gave out. Then he whispered, she turned on me? No. You turned on her. Just like you turned on me. You played both sides. You lied to both of us. He didn't say another word. Just sat there, reading the envelope like he was reading his own obituary. But I wasn't finished. Not yet. I gave him the weekend to pack. The kids stayed at my sister's. I told them Dad had to figure some things out. I didn't lie. I just didn't tell them the part where their father built a life on lies. By Monday morning, he was gone. Left his keys on the counter. Took his truck, a few bags, and one last look around the house like he wanted to freeze it in his memory. I didn't say goodbye. The fallout started fast. The roofing company tanked. Amanda didn't have to report him because I did. I turned everything over to the county investigator. The fake loans, the permit shortcuts, the shady payroll documents. She backed it all up. Turns out, the company got several big contracts they never should have qualified for. All thanks to Amanda's influence. Dean's business license was suspended. His partner, his cousin Randy, filed a civil suit against him to separate assets. The trucks, the office, the jobs? Gone. Amanda, for her part, was smart. She cooperated, came clean, gave them every email, every text, every permit code. She kept her job, barely, but she had to pay a fine and was put on probation. Still, she landed on her feet. Not Dean. He lost everything. His reputation in town? Shot. Old clients posted online about the scam. Said he overcharged, used cheap material. One guy said Dean used fake permits to bypass inspection. And people believed it. Because it was true. He moved into a one-bedroom rental 2 towns over. I heard he started doing odd jobs. No company name. Just Dean on the side of a pickup. And me? I wasn't perfect either. I stayed too long. Ignored too many signs. Let the kids believe everything was normal when it wasn't. I thought silence would save us. I thought holding the house together meant I was doing the right thing. But the truth is, I let him lie to me. I wanted to believe him. Wanted to keep things easy. Comfortable. Safe. That was my mistake. And I paid for it. The divorce went through 3 months later. I got the house, the savings, full custody. But I lost time, years, trust, peace. Clara asked me once, "Did you ever love Dad?" I told her the truth. I did. And then I loved who I thought he was. Then I stopped. She nodded. Didn't cry. Just held my hand. She's stronger than me. A few weeks ago, Dean texted me. Said, "I'm sorry. For everything." I didn't answer. Because by then I had already started over. Not with someone else. Not with some fantasy. Just me, my kids, my new life. And no more calls during dinner. Ever again.